Hello, Goldma viewers. Welcome back.
You know what? Say your point, my
Yes, so what I wanted to say is, okay, sometimes we don't want regulation.
Okay.
You know, yeah, regulation bad, regulation this, regulation that. Okay, we want this ICO world to grow. We want the blockchain and crypto world to grow, right? Which means we would also need institutional money to come through. And for institutional money to come through, there has to be some sort of regulation. Like,
Thank you.
if I'm managing a fund, let's say people's pension money, am I going to go in a space that's not regulated? I'm not going to come into a space.
The responsible ones anyway.
You see now, it's really tricky. Like, you need a reason to convince the board to say, you know what, let's get into this, get so many returns without a risk of your money disappearing overnight. That's what someone would say.
Yeah.
Good. And I think there is a place for that. You know what I mean? But I should mandate you to come under regulatory type of regulations and laws that you don't want to. But you still, if I don't want to put this little loop on the cup, why are you going to force me to put the loop on the cup, man? I just want the cup to be like this. I can hold it in my hand. But if you want to, you probably get more sales. You might get institutional money to invest in your teacup because you got this loop. But what if I don't? Someone should be able to take the risk to invest in it without this little handle on here. That's all I'm saying is about that we should have both. You should have regulated and unregulated, right? Those who say that the regulations are there, that's a lower class asset. That's in terms of returns. This type of asset is graded this way, but it gives you higher returns. And they have that right now. You know, you have pink sheets, you have OTC, you know, over-the-counter type stocks, and then you have the NASDAQ, and you have the New York Stock Exchange, you know, you got Chicago, you got London, you got all these different stock exchanges, and they all have different categories that are graded and rated a certain type of way. I think it's important that ICOs have that same opportunity, the same liberty to say, if you want to be regulated, those people, like institutional investors, might come to you better. And that will make the market say, you know what, man, maybe I need to get over there. Maybe I need to get my act together and get on that side so I can get access to more money.
Okay.
Or,
All right. I want to just, I just want to explain what I was saying a little bit further.
Okay.
Let's take the ICO, as far as I'm concerned, is part of one universe. Like, what do I mean? What I'm saying is the internet has created one community, right? The ICO universe is now one. Like, there are no boundaries. There's no like Russian ICOs or African ICOs. It's one. So if I'm looking for an ICO to invest in, either I check on ICO bench to see what's their rating, what's this, what's that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, it means we're existing in the same space. And I would like to give an analogy and say it's one market, right? One huge store. But we're separate businesses within that store. We're food lovers market, right? I sell apples. He does fish. You do meat. He does grains and pastas and all sorts of things. But we're all different tenants that are renting one space to create one huge store, right? So if you want apples, if I want to buy your apples, that's fine. It's an agreement between you and me. As long as you know my apples are bitter. If you want them, good for you. But if he sells bitter apples, right? And that person goes and they start telling people, hey, these guys, it's not going to be Reuben. It's going to be Food Lovers Market is selling bitter apples. And then it becomes a problem because now what he did affects him, me, and you. So what I'm trying to say is, if I'm a scam ICO, right? And that person that's going to be scammed, be assured that person is not going to be a cryptocurrency advocate of any sort. They're going to say it's a scam don't do it. And now I come up with a legitimate business plan, right? I need investors. But now the whole pool is hemorrhaging in potential investors because of one person. So what do? We can come together and try and remove the person that's giving the whole space a bad reputation. I don't have to coexist with you if you're going to hurt my business. That's how I feel.
But that's to infer there's only one brand per type of product. Mm-hmm. That's inferring that like apples is only going to be one brand that store is going to have. Mm-hmm. Or drinks or juices is only going to be one brand. Mm-hmm. That's just not realistic. There's going to be different brands, and that brand will get a negative response. Mm-hmm. So if there is a brand of juice that's not up to par or what we like, we're going to say that brand, not the store. We're going to say that brand is not good. I'm going to go with this other brand that may be a little bit more expensive, but it tastes better and gives me the kind of quality that I'm looking for. And I think that's where we have to make sure that we espouse that there is definitely, we need a different liberty, or a liberty that allows other people to come into play so you can have competition. And I think that's where, in what you're saying, is that we should regulate it. You're saying that we should regulate it. Yeah. Who comes in? Yeah. And I'm saying, no, let it all come in and then let the market figure it out.
Yeah. And you know what? Sorry. If I was to restructure your Food Lovers Market in the crypto world, it will be under blockchain. It will be transparent. You would know. I mean, we had a segment that we spoke about where you could track where the food came. Who's doing that? Is it Walmart?
Oh, right.
Yeah. Or even was that that company that's disposing of food and giving to charity on the blockchain. So the thing about it is, if we're going to use blockchain, it's going to be transparent. We're going to know where this came from up until when it was sold, which means if it's on the blockchain, everybody's going to know about it. No, it's this product. The other guy's going to report to say, you know what, I had this product. It's going to update the ledger, say, no, this product was good. This is this product. So if it's on the blockchain, it's transparent and it's going to work well. But scams did not start with ICOs. Okay. Scams have been there forever. Yeah. They've been there since the beginning of time. It's just that now the spotlight is on the ICO because of some mystical reason. I don't know if I could say it, but
transfer of wealth, brother.
Transfer of wealth. So when it always happens every day. Banks get robbed in the digital space. Banks, but the news doesn't come out. But if it happens in the crypto space, which means there's wealth to be made there. I mean, there's a lot of people who are defending the system, an old system that is, that is failed in some instances. Like we say, there's risk everywhere. You should also look at ICOs in the same manner. Okay. I'm just saying.
What you guys are saying, I understand. But it's sort of like saying, try it out. If it's not right, then you make the wrong choice. And then try and make the right choice in the future, of which some people might not be afforded the option or the opportunity to do that, to redo it and be like, okay, maybe I didn't do my due diligence the first time. Let me try again, It's like saying someone's producing hazardous food, right? Let me give you an example. Here in Zimbabwe, we have what we call the Standard Association of Zimbabwe. They have to approve whatever product you produce so that it goes onto the market. If it does not fulfill their standards, then it doesn't go onto the market. And there are products that have been banned, like fizzy drinks that potentially cause cancer, or like there's a poisonous substance in there that's being used as a preservative, right? And that's done to protect the consumer. But as a consumer, it's your choice and your responsibility to choose what's good for you and what's not. You understand what I'm saying? But if they're not there to protect you, if they say, hey, you chose to buy that fizzy drink, we weren't in it. Next time, just make sure you do your due diligence and read the ingredients list.
But I think
you understand what I'm saying.
If you're going to be so basically obliterated by one investment decision, I would then question your investment strategy. Because even on the New York Stock Exchange, I'm not going to take $100 billion and put all of it at one company. Right? There's the old adage, you spread your eggs in like different baskets or whatever. So, that's number one. The other thing is, I want to step back and sort of look at humanity. Would we have gotten here over 200,000 years of existence on the face of this planet if we could not discern right from wrong? If we didn't have the ability to look at something and sort of say, this is good or this is bad, this is appropriate for me and this isn't. I will agree in the example that you used of manufactured goods, sometimes you can't tell, right? Because companies, it's their job to manipulate our senses so that a product is appealing to us. But if we take away this innate human ability, I don't know, it takes away from what it means to be human, number one, and more importantly, perhaps it takes away innovation and ingenuity because you've cornered off all these potentially dangerous spaces, and now you have nowhere to go. It keeps the status quo because what we define as safe today is what we know. Anything we don't know is by definition unsafe because we don't know about it. So just stay in this place. We've deemed it safe. And that's what even kids, man, if you pad the whole house, the whole everything, how are they going to grow? So I think it's true. So the direct answer to your question is, okay, if you're losing all your money because of one investment decision, pick a better strategy.
Okay.
And the previous one that you asked is, okay, are we all going to be tainted?
Yeah.
Because of one, a bad apple? I don't think so. I think, again, the people that we're appealing to, I would like to think are they're rational thinkers. I'd like to think that these are people really doing their homework. And so they'll be able to tell. They know that, here's what's going on here. We said we're going to grow by this much, or we said we're going to do this. Here's what we've done. You compare what's happening with what we promised or what we told you we're going to do.
Yeah, but, okay, I hear what you guys are saying, but I am saying, shouldn't we also take the initiative to protect those potential investors? Because there are ICOs that are failing to reach their soft cap because of the fact that this field is just plagued with scams. I think something has to be done about that.
Well, I think the culture of soft caps and hard caps does that. It definitely it causes people to look at that company with more scrutiny, whether or not you reached your soft cap or you didn't. If you didn't, maybe you need to revisit your plan. You need to figure out a different way. You need to start doing something differently. You can't continue doing the exact same thing and expect a different result. So to answer your question more specifically, I don't think it's up to us. I think it's up to the community, the people who want to get involved to educate themselves about investing. Now, when you use your analogy about food, that's a whole nother animal. Another animal. Yeah, we do need some regulation in there so that I don't go down and eat, the apple that Eve ate. I don't want to eat that apple. I want a different apple. Get me a different one. But, so when it comes down to food, definitely some regulation. But when it comes down to investment, I think that we should be afforded as many opportunities as possible. And we need to be able to have resources out there that can help us educate ourselves about what is a good investment and what isn't. And I think we do that really well. We're providing information now. We're talking about what's a good investment, what's a bad investment, what's a scam, how can you prove? Come and see our mind. See us on camera. Look at our social media profiles. We're giving you a lot of transparency. And come to our Telegram group. Ask us a question. Ask us about what our plans are and what exactly are we doing right now. What do we have working now for us other than hot air? And I think that the more and more people who become educated, the more and more people who will come to Goldma, and they're going to be, this is what I want to do, because there is a working mine already. They're already producing gold. I just saw it on camera that the same lady that's sitting in front of me had some gold in her hand at the mine. Okay, same people at the mine. Everyone is talking about this mine. Different people who are not involved with the company are coming to the mine and they're seeing this gold. So I think it's all about education.
Okay.
And that availability of education to help you discern. And I think that's where I think the community will raise the collective consciousness to that level where you'll be able to discern what's good, which is gold. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I can also cut in there, I would say what you said. Regulate yourself. Regulate yourself. Do your due diligence. Look at the mine. Look at the white paper. Fly in and look at the mine, right? At the same time, if you're going to invest what you can afford to lose. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. So the words I want to say is regulate yourself. Why do you want to wait for another body to regulate you as if you're not capable enough? That's the world we're getting into, where you can do your own thing. You be in control of your own money. Because if you're not in control of your own money, they're going to steal it from you in a clever way. They're going to tax you in a clever way. They're going to store your money, store your value, and charge you for it. You think they're not stealing it from you, but when it's all accumulated, it's gone. So what I'm saying is regulate yourself. Be in control of whatever it is you have. What I don't mean to say it in this way, but what I think is people have a certain fear or a certain laziness to say, you know what, just taking care of my own money. Just, that hustle. If I lose it, who will I blame? Blame yourself. Do you know what I mean? Take care of your own. You will be sorted. Okay. Do your due diligence, and when you invest what you can lose so that you can come up again and invest in a clever way.
Okay. Hold on.
Burning right now.
There's an important point here. This is why, there's an important philosophical point about the evolution of raising capital, which is very important, why ICOs really matter. The traditional financial system failed the software industry. Facebook, Google, all of these big companies today would not be what they are if they worked in the traditional banking system. Those companies come because of VCs, right? Venture capital firms.
Yeah.
Because if you go to a bank, they're going to tell you, well, do you have collateral? Do you have all this? And what you're going to do, I need $100 million, and you're going to ask me collateral. Even if I'm a millionaire, maybe my house is $2 million. It doesn't make sense. So what I'm saying, this is the evolution of finance. Banks, and then we had, for the software industry, we had VC firms that came in and played a role. And I'm, putting my neck on the line here and saying that ICO is the next step. Because they break up that, the VC world and all that's, like we were saying before, and then made sure, to be part of that world, it's not easy. Even if you have $5 million, you might not get in. Right? That's true. A lot of money. So here is you and I, regular people. We can play our own game. So that's why we have to be careful of this regulation, because sometimes things come in the guise of protecting you. But what they're really doing is breaking apart this beautiful revolution.
Okay. I just want to, still on the devil's advocate tip.
Come on.
Right. If we are to allow that, what are the chances that this will disintegrate into complete, sorry to use this word, but anarchy? Why am I saying that? Because I feel like regulation protects both parties. I'll use another example, right? There was a time when there would be people walking around in town and they'll come to you with a story. Hi, we just opened a shop, we received stock from the UK. We need pickers and packers. If you want to do this job, you can earn like $100 in 30 minutes. And that's all you have to do. And then you're like, oh, okay. You're very intrigued because you know that it's a lot of money, right? You buy the story. You go with the guy, he tells you, yeah, so that's the store and whatever. However, this is a precautionary measure. We need to make sure that whatever money you have and whatnot. You haven't stolen from us or whatever. So put your money in this envelope. And then we'll store it for you. When you're done, we'll pay you and then we'll return your money, right? Other people trusted the person and then they'll give their money. And then the person disappears, right? You get into the store or you start asking and the store will tell you, we don't know that person, right? And then if that person gets caught, guess what? They'll still be arrested, even though both of you agreed that, okay, fine, I'm going to pick and pack for you, and here's my money. I willingly gave you my money. But there are legal frameworks around that to protect you, because they call it theft under false pretense, right? So if we don't have that within the ICO world and we're like, well, you guys agreed and whatever, then how many more ICOs are going to come up and be like, you know what, it's your fault. You gave me your money. You didn't have to do that. So,
but don't we have aren't those laws already in place?
Yeah.
Do we need extra laws to deal with things that are already there? Because theft, fraud, deception, and all of these things, they're already covered.
Yeah, but then some of them have found ways to maneuver that. You know, there was an ICO that raised a lot of money, and then they ended up saying, we were hacked. You know? Sorry, they hacked us and they took it all.
You'd have to prove that in a court of law.
How do you prove that you were hacked?
I'm not a software engineer.
You see what I'm saying now?
No,
it
I'm
means
not.
you
I'm
can
saying-
actually get a hacker to be like, hey, I'll pay you this much, you hack me, you take everything, and then you and I will be good.
Aren't a lot of these things traceable? A lot of activity, I'm pretty sure the internet does not know how to forget.
Yeah,
It
but then you
remembers
see the problem with
everything.
that case. Still, up to today, they haven't been able to prove that they really weren't hacked. So it's just a conspiracy theory that's out there. Like, there's circumstantial evidence to suggest that, but there's no outright proof to say they really weren't hacked. You know?
Oh, that's good. That's a very good one. And, you know, unfortunately, it's almost time to go.
Yeah. Gotta eat.
And we'll continue that on. But that is a good point. And I think there's merit on both sides. I think the merit is there are already laws on the book. And there's merit to say that in this realm, those laws are a bit more difficult to enforce because of jurisdiction and where you are and whatnot like that. So there's merit on both sides, and I think that we will not be able to hash it all out here in this one session, especially when it's time for me to eat.
This has been fun. We enjoyed having this provocative discussion. I think it provokes people to have that critical thinking mindset. And if you liked this video, just click the thumbs up. And if you want to see more, we're going to be bringing out more content to you on a daily basis. Just click the notification bell and remember to subscribe. We love you, Goldma subscribers. And it's bye for now.